Pedro Martinez. Sam Muchnick and Morris Siegelin and Paul Boyce and Bill Watts. And I had an appreciation for them. I worked twice as hard. Let me tell you something that I didn't like early on in wrestling. I go into town and see a very bad house, and I hear a guy in the car say, well, I'm gonna give him a $25 match tonight, $50 match tonight, something like that. That would aggravate me. If the house was bad, I worked twice as hard to get it up for the next time. Then I started building houses like that. The box office started coming, then I became a talent that people wanted to see. And I got this ingenious idea that I wanted to go south, be the first black heel. And when I went south and became the first black heel, we set all kind of records and broke all kind of records, and I became a black heel across the country. But I had a great promoter tell me one thing that I experienced a very, very bad thing in Buffalo, New York. Pedro Martinez. I didn't know that I had to be a heel all the way with all the people. Since I had a certain clientele of black people that was liking Ernie Ladd as a villain, and they'd go in the parking lot and jump on white people in the parking lot. And then that would run them off who were big money spenders to come back when come back to the wrestling matches. Then Pedro Martinez called me and told me, said, Ladd, you got to be a heel for all the people, or none at all. And he says, you have to make the black people hate you as a wrestler as well as white people hate you as a wrestler. And I understood what he said. And they started calling me all kind of names that you couldn't believe. But the box office was steady going like that. And I was making so much money at the time of my career as a heel. And it was basically because of Pedro Martinez. He gave me an opportunity to be able to do what I do well. I had a gift of gab, I could run my mouth, and I had a talent. I go out to Los Angeles, they're not drawing nothing. Big city like Los Angeles, you should be setting a record every week, breaking a record every week. And wrestling on a Mexican station out there. And big guys beating up the Mexican guys left and right. I had a guy called Boris Malenko told me in New York, he said, what you need to do, young fella, is go outside and watch the wrestling matches. You can't make no money in the dressing room, sit in the dressing room playing cards. He said, go out and watch your opponent. Watch the next guys you're going to work with. Watch the talent. Learn them and know everything about it. So he would take me outside and explain to me what was going on in the match and how I could make the match a better match. First of all, I didn't like him telling me that, but I took him at his word. And boy, was he ever right. Boris Malenko taught Ernie Ladd how to be a great psychologist as a wrestler. Taught Ernie Ladd how to be a great box office talent. And to be able to think for myself and make decisions for myself that would be beneficial for me financially. And that's how I really got started to becoming a great talent.
You mentioned that you were the first black heel to go into the South. You must have had countless stories dealing with the racism and prejudice that existed. Can you share some of those stories with us?
Well, one of the great experiences, I was at a black motel in Houston, and my skin is very, very fair. And to be a black heel, I had to sun a lot to get my color dark as I could possibly get it. So it's about 3 o'clock in the evening one day, I was laying out by the pool. And 2 black ladies come by. They said, who in the hell is that black ass? Black heels out there in that outside. So I had to turn my head over and laugh to myself because my sister was degrading me because I was trying to get blacker, get darker. They didn't understand why. It meant more to me, box office wise, to be more of a black heel at that time. And I had names thrown at me that's unbelievable. Of black fans, when you got good at what you do. One of the great highlights that I used to like to do was when I get Junkyard Dog down and spit in his back and call him the N-word. And the people at ringside, they would be so mad. They said, it's not him, it's you. The no good so and so and so and so. And that's how I knew that I had the people that paid money. One of the great matches, one of the great altercations that ever come down happened in Monroe, Louisiana. So we had this match at night, and Big Murdoch, the redneck, and we got a few rednecks around Monroe, Louisiana. So Bad Bear Leroy Brown and I, we were tag team partners. And so Bad Bear Leroy Brown and Dick Murdoch had a single match at Monroe. And the redneck Dick Murdoch was getting the best of Bad Bear Leroy Brown. And boy, I ran down in the ring and we jumped on Dick Murdoch and busted Dick Murdoch up and he's bleeding. And boy, those white people at the ringside, they was mad. So you gonna let this big N-word do anything you wanna do. I'm sick and tired of you and that so-and-so there. So, boy, they want to laugh. They're so mad, it's a black and white, black situation on a white guy. They want to laugh. So, boy, they cussing. Finally, another white wrestler came from the back to jump into the match. To rescue Dick Murdoch. But instead of him rescuing Dick Murdoch, he threw like one punch and turned around and 3 of us beating Dick Murdoch. They said, y'all let this big so-and-so in their way. He said, I'm never spending another nickel. I'm never coming back to the wrestling match. You got my last dollar. And he was cursing, went to the front of us and said, I'll never be back. Who was at the first person you think I saw the next week at the wrestling match? At the ringside seat, the very first person I ever saw at the ringside was a man who's going to never come back. The greatest fans in the world probably are wrestling fans, and a true wrestling fan is hard to convince them to go any other way. They say wrestling is a fake. Boy, you get a fight. A real wrestling fan. And it was a great sport for me. It was a great era, a great time for me in my life.